Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we are going to be creating with the Good Life collection. Again, I know, yes, I bought another pack. I couldn't help myself. It's just so good. I have 4 photos I'm going to be documenting today. These are all 3x4 in portrait. That's my dog Moss and I, and we were competing at a sheepdog trial. There's all the sheep, and my youngest son Clayton was actually working the chutes at that trial. This will be a single page layout, so I'm going to bring in my Versamat here, and then I'm building this on a sheet of white daisy cardstock. What I'm picturing is positioning these so they are almost like a 4x6 photo. So we have my son and the sheep, and then my dog Moss and I. And then there is a specialty paper in the workshop only with all of these farm icons on there. I think I'm going to cut that down, and then I know I want to use this corrugated tin paper. I love this one. So I'm just kind of getting an idea of what size I want to trim those down to. And I did cut that to 4.5 by 12. And this one here, I'm not sure, it's 6, but I'm not sure how long I want it to be yet. So I'm just going to leave it a full 12 inches for now, but I will cut that down. And I'm definitely thinking those need to be matted. Mist is a coordinating color in this collection. So I've cut a matte out of the mist cardstock. It's like this blue gray. It's a very pretty color. And I'm going to matte the 2 photos together on one. To add in more of the mist color, I grabbed one of the coordinating branding strips here, and then I did cut this paper down to 10 by 6. You know what? I don't need to waste all that. Let's just cut off a couple pieces and attach this to the top and bottom, and that way I can use the rest for a different project. So having the measurements on my Versamat up there and down at the bottom will help me get those into place so they look like one continuous piece. Actually, I think I'm going to add a little bit of black ink to the edges of this really quick, and that's not quite square, so let me fix that really quick here. And then again, we'll just line that up, and I will get the top piece inked up off camera. I saw a layout on Pinterest and it had a film strip, and I love film strips. So I dug through my stash and found my In Full Bloom stamp set. Now this stamp set is no longer available, but it has this really cool film strip die. Now there is a digital collection, so if you have a silhouette or a cricket, I will leave the digital collection linked below, and you can cut out these exact film strips in any size you want. So that's kind of handy. I wanted to create like a long, border of them. So I cut out 2, and I'll hide the scene behind the picture up there. And then this one, we're going to stagger so more of that film strip shows. I have these red rubber stamps. I have no idea where they're from, but they are so cool because they're border collies. So people gift me border collie stamps because they know how much I love them. But aren't these neat? There's one working the sheep, and this one looks like my dog Moss. So I definitely want to use that. But to get that to stand out a little bit more, let's layer him over a tag. This is the largest tag from the Buildable tag set. So I'm going to go ahead and cut one of these out from white daisy cardstock. And let's just see how that's going to look. Maybe kind of layered behind the photos and then over the top photo. But I do want to add some Mocha to this collection. Mocha is a coordinating color. So I'm going to bring in some accent pieces in this nice chocolatey brown. These tags are probably one of my most used dies. It's a great staple in the craft room. So that's going to look good, but let's add this little grass stamp. This is from the Good Life card making workshop. And let me grab my little foam pad here to put underneath my paper. And I'm actually going to flip that over and practice on the back to see how that's going to look before we commit to the front of the tag. So maybe just a few down around the bottom in first and second generation. And that way it's going to kind of anchor the little border collie so he's not just floating. And I'm going to add some word sentiment stickers also. I like it, so we can flip that tag back over and repeat the stamping process, just inking it up, stamping down, then stamping again, second and third time without re-inking. And I want one more over there and maybe right here too. Cute. It's fun to add those little details. So let's bring him back in. And notice I'm layering them behind the lower photos and layering the tag over the top of the photos. It just gives everything this nice cohesive feel when they're all nestled together like that. Now I mentioned wanting to bring in more of that mocha color. So there is this paper here. It's corrugated on one side and mocha with polka dots on the other side. I think that's going to look nice. So I'm going to cut a second tag using the exact same tag shape and just layer those together kind of offset like this. So the Mocha one's peeking out from behind. And then I grabbed a couple word sentiment stickers from the sticker sheet. These say happy place and the good life. I love word sentiment stickers, and I like to have a lot of like what I call everyday life stamp sets that have a lot of these type of sentiments on there, because you can make your own word sentiment stickers in whatever color you'd like, and they're just great fillers to add some interest to your embellishment clusters. Now this title here, these are paperboard titles, and I really like these when I'm not feeling, like I don't know what to title my layout, or maybe I don't want to cut something out of my Cricut. These can be found in the core catalog. You can see it says memories, happy life, life and joy, sweet days, the best days. You can mix and match those. They come in the faux wood grain, the black, and then they come in the colorful acrylic pieces also. So they're just really kind of nice to have in your craft room. So I'm thinking the best. So I'm going to grab out those letters here. I am picturing the title right in this little area right here, but I'm not 100% sure. So for now, we'll just dry fit those and kind of live with it for a bit. It's not bad, but maybe we'll try something else. For now, I'm going to bring in some of my wooden shapes. I thought the wood would look nice with this layout, and I love arrows. So let's work on those while we're thinking about the title. Now, there are different wood shapes available in the paperboard. These are from my stash, but they look very similar and will give you the same look. So I'm pulling out 3 of the little chevrons there, and I think that looks nice up top. Let's move the title up here, actually. Like the little wooden arrows are leading to the title. So we can bump it up here, and then I could have my journaling underneath. But what if we went like this? This is different. I don't always do this, and sometimes it's fun to just switch it up. I actually really like that, wrapping around the photo like that. I think that's a fun look. So let's go with that. Now you'll notice I haven't glued down those pictures or papers. That's because I want to add some stamping from the design element stamp. I'm turning my Versamat over so we have that foam surface to work on. And all of those are adhered down, but not to the base, because I want my stamping to come from underneath. So I grab these planks. I'm just going to hold it up here, and then I can move that out of the way and then stamp directly to my layout. And I knew I wanted to add some type of stamping, I just didn't know what. So it's much easier to do if you don't have everything adhered down. But then I didn't want to keep moving all of those individual pieces, so I glued or used tape runner to adhere those together. I'm really liking this. This is kind of fun. So I'm going to have them kind of go out and then go back in. Background and texture stamps are a lot of fun for just adding details. You can make your own pattern paper. They're just really versatile, and I'm loving that. I am done with the background stamping, so I can flip my Versamat back over and then go ahead and commit and glue all of my photos and pattern papers into place. So I have just a tape runner here, and I'm going to make sure I have tape on all of these pieces. Let's do one here, one in the middle, and then I can adhere this to the layout. So we'll just make sure we're centered where we want it there. And now liquid glue is really nice for adhering your letters, because you do have just a little bit of time to wiggle it before it sets. And of course, I don't need to use a ruler or anything, because I'm following the straight edge of the photos. So as long as your photo is straight, that is going to be fairly easy to do. This is the Barely Art liquid craft glue, and I do like it for when you need a fine precision tip. It's very handy for that. Whoops, oh no, I got glue on my layout. When that happens, just let it be, because it will dry clear. There's a few other stickers, this little truck here, and then some banners that I thought would be fun to we'll put the banners up in the corner here, and then I'll add the truck to the layout. If you've been hanging around my channel for a while, you know I love border collies. I actually have 4 of them. Some of them are just companions, and a few of the others are trial dogs. Well, Moss is my trial dog, and he's retired now. I had to retire him because his heart is willing, but his body is not. This is a stamp set, like I was talking about, that has like those kind of generic sentiments on it. and it says good or fun times, but I just wanted to say times. We're gonna mask out the word fun and then add it to the title where it says the best, and then it'll be times under that. So I've masked off the word fun. We're just going to ink up the bottom portion that says times, and then I can remove my mask and stamp it to my layout. So I'm just checking, make sure I got good coverage, a little bit more, and then we'll peel that tape off. And then actually, let me scoot this down so I can get my head over a little bit. Oh, shoot. You know what? The word fun is hitting that chipboard shape and there's too much of an elevation change. So that's not going to work. I actually have to do some stamp surgery and cut these in half with my microchip scissors, and it is totally fine. You are not going to hurt the stamps doing this. Some stamps are so intricately, the design won't let you cut them apart, but this one's just a nice straight edge in between the two, and you can put them back together on a block and stamp them as intended. So now our title says the best times. And I do want to add a few more wooden elements. I introduced the wood in the chevron arrow, so I like to repeat that elsewhere. I have a couple hearts here, so we can try to add, let's go with the outline there. So as I was saying earlier, Moss is my trial dog. He's retired, but we were at a trial. This was a few years ago, and I thought it was really fun because my son started helping out. He used to go with me to the trials and just hang out and watch, and he ended up, helping, and then they hired him, so he'll go around to the trials that I go to. And now that he's driving on his own, he'll even go out and help if it's not one we're able to compete in, and he just helps set up and helps, run the sheep through the chutes all day and really enjoys it. So I need a little journaling spot, and there's this sticker from the sticker sheet. I don't want the windmill, but I'm thinking I can use this down there. So what if we add a little, row of chevrons right here? And I think I do like that sticker, but I'm actually going to cut the windmill off, and then I can use that on another project. So we can just do a little snippety snip here in the paper trimmer and then put that right under there. And that's going to be enough. Let's go up here where I can later add my journaling once I look up all the details. I will link all of the available products in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this layout, I would love it if you would just take a moment to hit that thumbs up button and let me know what you think of this collection. I am having so much fun with it. I have lost track of how many layouts I've created. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon.